good, everybody? Y'all already know this Jesus Niggas Mental Rent TV, the alternative TV, being black in America. As you can tell, this right here is about this son of a bitch behind me, Christopher Columbus. This punk motherfucker right here. We're gonna talk about this motherfucking rapist, this convict, this motherfucking savage, this terrorist, this murderer, this motherfucker who initiated the transatlantic slave trade. I'm gonna give you a brief rundown of some shit you might know, okay? Some shit you might not know about this motherfucker, Cristobal Columbus, or whatever the fuck they call him, or whatever the fuck they want to be called, alright? So, I mean, really want to do this to start the conversation, because when you being black in America, you forced to celebrate a lot of motherfuckers like Columbus. We forced to celebrate President's Day, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. They still feeding us that lie about him wanting to have slaves free. But today we're gonna focus on this motherfucker right here, Christopher Columbus, alright? So if some shit that I said that you didn't know, shit, let us know. For some shit that I said that you do know, please elaborate on the discussion. You know what I mean? Because what this really is about is higher level thinking, having these critical thinking conversations with these children, changing the conversation at the dinner table, you feel what I'm saying? Changing the conversation in the car with you and your mans. That's Mental Rent TV. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have a little seat right here. Basically, I'm gonna kick the shit. So, I mean, I got my lady with me, you know what I mean? And for those of you who don't know, she's of Dominican descent. She was born straight on the island. I mean, so first things first, Christopher Columbus never, ever, ever set foot on American soil, especially not the America as you and I know, all right? He landed on the island of Hispaniola, which is current day the Dominican Republic and Haiti, which is where she was born, all right? So first time I met her pops, right? First time I met her pops, we was talking or whatever over a beer, and he was telling me like how his people are a mix of the Taino people, who was the natives that was there, the Europeans who came over, and the African slaves that they brought with them. But he also said that it was Africans already over there. So we're gonna get into that. But yeah, that motherfucker Cristobal Columbus. So basically, let's just set the stage, all right? First things first, he wasn't even the first European to come over here. All right, you got Leif Erikson who came over here. Those of y'all don't know that those are the famous Vikings. They came over to North America. So he got closer to where you and I are at than Christopher Columbus ever did. You feel me? And that's kind of where we gonna start. They got stuff that happened back in, shit, man. They got stuff that happened back 200 years. They got documentation, research in the Smithsonian research that's posted all over the libraries, wherever you go and check. So I encourage you all to do some research, because it's definitely stuff that I'm not gonna cover. There's definitely still stuff that I wanna know and learn. So first things first, I mean, he was the equivalent to like a Bin Laden or a motherfucking Saddam Hussein, in the sense that he was a damn terrorist that was funded by the government. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like he came out of nowhere. Like, he basically was convincing Ferdinand and those European powers over there to basically send him on behalf of them to find spice, to find gold, to increase the riches of Europe, because what people don't understand is Europe lacks natural resources. So what they had to do in order to sustain themselves is go colonize lands and places that had lots of natural resources. So basically, we all know you can't discover some shit where people are already there. I mean, they say in the 1300s, the Malian Empire, which if you go back, Malia in Africa, and that's Pathe Diagne, or however you say his name. He's a European historian. This is a European historian who's publishing books that is saying that it was black people coming over to what we know as North America and South America and those islands hundreds of years before Columbus ever did. You know what I'm saying? And they had sophisticated empires. He was saying that Mansa Bakari III sent 2,000 ships And if you watch Brother Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors, he informs you of this knowledge too. But a lot of people won't believe it coming from a brother like Tariq Nasheed or a brother like me. They gonna believe it from the European. So the European wrote the book, Pathe Diagne, or however you say his name. Look it up, Pathediagne. That's how you spell his name. Look him up. He wrote the book. The name of the book was Africa, Talented History, Africanism, Eurocentrism, and Theosemitism. So, I mean, look up the literature, and it's a lot more than that than what I'm coming here. But even according to archaeological findings on digs back in the 1950s, they found African skeleton. The name of the archaeological findings was Repeating Islands, News and Commentary on Caribbean Literature and Arts, right? So they found 1,200 free African skeletons. And the way they designated them as free African skeletons was they did dental record DNA testing that showed they had significantly different DNA than those Africans who were brought over as slaves. And they had older DNA as well, saying that they was already there for a much longer period of time. Alright, so that's just a little bit of stuff that they try to hide. Then in a book called Before Columbus Came, right, the dude, his name was Ivan Sertinia, right? Now, stuff like this I'm kicking you is public knowledge. I'm not the only one spitting this, right? But the point, like I said before, is stuff like this should be regular conversation. People should know stuff like this. People should want to know stuff like this just as much as they want to know when fucking Kim Kardashian wipe her ass or when fucking LeBron donate bread to a bunch of education. See what I'm saying? Y'all should want to know Ivan Sertinia wrote a book called Before Columbus Came, and he said that he found 2 African males whose skeletons dated back to 1250 AD. That's over 200 years before Columbus came to this shit, right? So, and that was in 1976 on a trip to what they call La Isabela or Hispaniola or present-day Dominican Republic, Haiti. And the Smithsonian, which is the museum down in DC, they was trying to keep all that shit a secret, you feel me? So, I mean, it was, and like I said before, it was Europeans like the Vikings that came over to this area before, but the reason why this motherfucker get the credit, why this bastard get a damn day named after him and a day off from school, which I'm going to work on motherfucking Monday. This motherfucker colonized it, you see what I'm saying? He made it profitable. He instituted the transatlantic slave trade. When he came over here, he misrepresented the indigenous peoples, the Taino peoples, the natives to this land as, I mean, being overly humble and overly meek and overly fucking naive and things like that. And that really wasn't the case at all. These were powerful, cultural, spiritual, intelligent people. They just weren't European. They just didn't have European contaminated philosophies at this point in their